Hi and welcome back to Dave's PCs. Today we're going to talk coolers as part of our buying guide series. Do you go with air coolers or water coolers? This is obviously, as I've always said all along, use case. Are you overclocking? If you are, then you can consider a water cooler. If you're not, just stick with the air cooler that came with the processor. Or if the processor didn't come with one, which some Intel ones don't, then just get a Hyper 212 Evo and be done with it. This is obviously the AMD Wraith Spire that comes with some first gen Ryzen parts, and most of the second gen Ryzen actually come with the Spire or a version of it. And this is an example of a water cooler. This is the Master Liquid ML240 that's currently in the system, so I'm afraid I can't use that. Oh, I can't show you it even. But it's an example of a water cooler. Now, what's the benefit? What's the pros and cons of each? So we'll start with air coolers. Pros. Really easy to install. All you need is a bit of thermal paste on the processor to contact there. Plug this into the motherboard, tie up some screws, plug it in, job done. Don't have to worry about it, don't have to touch it. Maybe blitz the fan itself occasionally with some compressed air, get rid of any dust, that's it. Cons. Well, if you're overclocking, this might not handle it if you're doing anything up to 4 GHz on AMD. 3.7 you'd probably be fine. But again, extreme overclocking, these aren't going to handle it. So you're going to have to look at either a really expensive one, which can do it, not your D12 for example, sorry D15 sorry, or the Dark Rock Pro 4 from Be Quiet. Those can handle some pretty serious heat. Or, if you've got the case that supports it, you can go for a water cooler. So benefits to these then? Well, they keep things really, really cool. They're extremely good at that because the heat is taken straight away from the processor into the radiator. Cons. Not as easy to install. You have to install this as if it was an air cooler, but then you have to store and mount the radiator with the fans on it. In my previous case I couldn't even get it to fit properly, but luckily I've now got the 400C from Corsair. Thank you to Corsair. But that fits really easily in the top of the case. So make sure whatever case you've got or considering buying does support the size water cooler. Now, I said size. What's that mean? Well, that's this part, 240. Sizing of these is always done by the radiator, and that's done by the size of the fans. In this case, we've got two 120mm fans. 120 plus 120 equals 240, and that's the size they'll put on the box and in the product descriptions. So you've got a 360, which will be 3 of these. So it's obviously going to be about that long. Another con to these. Yes, they can leak. It's never happened to me, but they can sometimes leak, especially if you're running a really, really hot processor and it can't quite handle it. Any air that's got in there will expand and contract along with the temperature and can sometimes burst the seals here, here, and here. So be very careful about that. But it is extremely rare. Not much can probably put out enough heat to overwhelm this. I've got it on the Ryzen 5 1600, overclocked to 4.1 GHz at 1.35 volts, and that's not going above 39 degrees, even under full load. So they are really, really good for keeping things cool, but they do have a risk. So the question is for you, is it worth it? If so, have a look at them. There's lots of options from Cooler Master, Corsair. We've got Deepcool with their Castle series looking pretty promising. Or go for an air cooler. Choice is yours. That's the beauty of building your own computer. This has been David for Dave's PCs, and I'll see you again next time.